Hello, welcome to the first ever Words in Chalk podcast. My name is Jake Nathan. I'm here with 76. Introduce yourself.
Hello Jake, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm alright, mate, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm 76.
You are 76?
Yeah.
You're a poet, you're a producer, you're a hip-hop fanatic.
I am,
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. All of my loves all wrapped up into a tasty little soundbite. Yeah, I feel like I've been distilled down to
I've got you.
my purest form.
I've got you there.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We should also mention Aaron Shrimpton.
Aaron Shrimpton, New Waverley Studios.
New Waverley Studios, director extraordinaire.
Mate, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Right, there you go.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Right,
Filmmaker, spoken word poet,
excellent poet,
hair model.
Yeah, he's the third member of Words in Chalk.
Yeah. Shall we explain what Words in Chalk is?
Can you go for it? What's Words
in Chalk? I've walked into that one, haven't I?
Yeah.
So Words in Chalk effectively is a little trio of poets, spoken word artists, hip-hop fans, the three of us who love words, wordplay, punchlines, lyrics, expressing ourselves, all from a love of the English language.
Yeah, I think that's a good explanation. I've used the term word nerds before.
Word nerd, I love word nerd.
Yeah, I think we're definitely...
word nerds.
We're definitely word nerds.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all spoken word poets. That's how we connected. And then with me and 76, we've got the shared love of hip hop too. So we're exploring all that together, and that is what Words in Chalk is at the moment.
Absolutely. So yeah, we want to bring it's a little podcast where we talk about like our favourite lyrics, our recording process, our writing process, and what inspires us.
Yeah, just how much we love words and how we use them and how we like to see them used.
And occasionally, Aaron might join us.
He might do.
He might join us.
See if we let him on.
And if this first episode pans out okay, then we might get some other guests on.
Yeah,
other poets.
We're going to run an event called Words in Chalk. We're going to do it in Chalkwell Park at Metal. It's going to be a spoken word poetry event, and we've got an incredible lineup for our first show. So we're going to try and get some of our poets on, have a chat with them about what they love about words, and explore their brains and their processes too.
Yeah, if you check our Instagram page, you'll see the flyer for Words in Chalk. Yeah, date, time, £5 early bird tickets. The seats are going fast. It's popular already, and it's on the 8th of October. So if you want some live spoken word poetry, which will make you laugh, cry, walk out, come back in and sit down, cover your ears, applaud. Yeah, hopefully applaud. Jake's hoping that he'll get some knickers thrown at him.
Well, it's not really a spoken word night unless someone throws knickers at me.
I know, and Aaron's going to wear his knickers special so he can throw them at you.
They are normally Aaron's, to be fair.
Yeah, they are. So Words in Chalk, as Jake alluded to there, is because the first event will be in Chalkwell, but also just love the title Words in Chalk. Like that little mental image it gives me of literally a chalkboard or someone writing on the pavement or a wall, just that raw, distilled image, like a way of just writing what you believe in, writing a slogan or a Bill Posters is innocent, whatever you want to write on a wall. What are kids writing graffiti these days? I don't know. I
think it's mostly Epstein didn't kill himself, isn't it?
He didn't kill himself.
He didn't. But
yeah.
That's another podcast.
It is another podcast.
Listen to it, it's good.
Mate, on our next podcast we're going to talk about how the Clintons have had everybody allegedly have had tens and tens of people silenced. Lots of accidental deaths there.
But for now we'll stick to words.
We'll stick to words, shall we? So Jake, what got you into spoken word and writing?
I was a massive hip hop fan. I got into hip hop really early on. I remember being 10 or 11 and hearing Ja Rule. I think he was my first favourite rapper.
Holla, holla, holla.
So like going massively into hip hop throughout secondary school. Just loved it, and
that was a big Rockefeller era. That was.
It was a big Rockefeller era. It was dominated by Jay-Z, like Tupac and Biggie had sort of just happened, and we would talk about it. But it was definitely like Jay-Z, Nas,
Well, the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders.
Yeah, like DMX,
DMX
Swiss
was massive
Beats,
at my school.
Big Pun.
Yeah.
That was that mid 2000s?
Yeah, 2000 to mid 2000s.
Yeah, those are some big years they were for hip hop.
Yeah,
Massive,
so yeah, those sort of guys, and then as I got older, I found people like Common, Talib Kweli, and I think it was through Common that I found Deaf Poetry Jam on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just stumbled across it. I think I was searching for Common and saw that, and I was like, oh, this isn't rap, he's doing a poem. And I started watching more of that and got quite obsessed with that. Ended up illegally downloading it and watching every single episode. And I was like, this is something I could do. Because I'd write raps, but I was like, nobody wants to hear me rap, really. But I feel like I could do spoken word poetry. So I started playing about with it. And just wrote for years and years, and then finally performed just before lockdown. And found myself a new passion.
Was that your first live performance just before lockdown? Was that 2 years ago?
It was a 3-year anniversary last month, I think, or the month before. So I was doing it for about 9 months, and then lockdown kicked in. So I just got used to getting the buzz of being on stage, and then lockdown happened, and we did a load of online shows, and they were really weird.
Oh wow!
So just as I was hitting my stride, it sort of got pulled out from underneath me. And then come back after lockdown, and people were treating me like I'd been around for ages, and I still felt brand new, which is a bit weird. I still feel a bit brand new, but yeah, getting more.
It's a good way to feel.
Yeah.
Never feel like you've made it. Never feel like you're an expert.
No, I don't want to.
Keep that young hunger.
Yeah.
It's your new rap name.
Young Hunger.
Young Hunger.
That's the one.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this before we started. Young Hunger is, that's the new rap name. But Young, Y-U-N-G, no O in there.
No, there's no O.
No. But yeah, you come to it through a similar path, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I've been a hip-hop fan since I was 13. And that was 1989. A Number, Another Summer, Sound of the Funky Drummer, Public Enemy lyrics. Yeah, so 1989 I got into hip hop, which is weird because where I live in Grays, and I went to Aveley, predominantly like white and middle class and very English.
Yeah, would you say middle class?
No, working class. Yeah, I wouldn't say middle. I don't know why I said middle class.
That's very working class.
It's a bit like, for me, it was like watching a Hollywood movie, because obviously I can't relate to any of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But equally, I can watch a movie that's like from the US, or it's about killing people, or it's about, like, you got a Fight Club or a Seven or whatever.
Yeah.
But you enjoy it, right? And that was kind of the music for me. And I loved the rappers, because you do, when you're young,
they just
you like the front man. Yeah, exactly. So you like the singer or the rapper. Like, not many people like the drummer.
No.
Like, from a band, they always sit at the back, but the drummer's arguably the most important person in the band, right? Yeah. So I loved all the rappers, like Chuck D, the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, then NWA, Wu-Tang, etc. As it went on and on and on.
Yeah.
But over time, I kind of worked out it's actually the music, like the creation of the music that I liked. So and the lyrics were a bonus, because you can't really nod your head or dance to an a cappella, right?
Yeah, true.
So I really liked the beats, and similarly to you, after listening to Public Enemy and NWA and all those guys, it got to maybe the mid 2000s, and I was exhausted listening to gangster rap and swearing and everything else. I'd done it. I listened to the originators of it.
Yeah.
I didn't need to listen to any more. And then that was kind of the Raucous era. So remember Raucous Records?
Yeah.
So Raucous was, as you mentioned, Common, Mos Def, Talib Kweli,
Black Star,
mate. What an album! Like Reflection Eternal.
Yeah.
I've got pretty much every Raucous on vinyl.
Yeah.
I just went into it, but again, that's when not only were the beats insane and creative and brand new, like High Tech, Dilla, etc., but the lyrics became really important to me, because they were talking about, they were intelligent, they were talking about social commentary, or they were talking about love, or they were talking about friendship or experiences, but in such a poetic way.
Yeah.
Like, that was, for me, that was the marriage of the two, the beats and the lyrics.
Yeah.
Then I think that's kind of when I got into it and started really thinking about words.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Common was a big one for me. I used to watch a lot of MTV Bass, and I remember Trevor Nelson just on one. I can't remember what his show was called. Was it Beats, Rhymes and Life, or was that what they just used to? I can't can't remember. But yeah, Trevor.
I know what you're talking about.
Trevor Nelson was talking about Common, and I like the music, but it was the first time it made me think about the things that Common did. It's like Common's the only person, the only rapper who can do everything. He can talk to you about love, and it means the same thing as if he's talking to you about the streets. He's just got that level. He's got that smoothness, and he can do everything. And like as good as other rappers are, there are special rappers, and Common is a special rapper.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just remember thinking like that was. It sort of crystallised what I liked about Common. Jay-Z and Nas, probably my two favourite rappers of all time. And they were great storytellers and talk about the streets and stuff like that, but they weren't doing the gentle side of it like Common was. And it showed me another side of hip hop. And I got really into Common, Talib Kweli, that sort of thing. Early Kanye West.
I think that's where I started to, like I said earlier, you can't connect with that life because it's got nothing to do with yours. But then the more real that commentary becomes about love or friendship, whatever it might be, you can start connecting with those.
Yeah, 100%.
Kanye did Def Poetry Jam.
Yeah, Kanye did as well. He did
not Gold Digger. He did All Falls Down.
All Falls Down as a poem. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I think that's always been the sign of a good song is when you can do it in different styles and it still sounds as good. So he does that as a spoken word.
Yeah, and I just thought another like big element of what got me in the spoken word is Jay Ivy on that track with Kanye and Jay-Z, what's it called? Never Let You Down.
Okay.
Hearing that and thinking, like, noticed it's not rap. It's like sort of like rap, but it's not rap. It's different. What is that? And then I found him on Def Poetry Jam as well.
Yeah.
And was like, oh shit, this is what I've been thinking about. This is what I've been looking for. So that was I was sort of ready to find that other layer to it after being a Ja Rule fan and a Jay-Z fan. And
yeah. It's interesting. I was thinking earlier today. Like, obviously, I love Biggie, I love Jay, I love Nas, love DMX, love Snoop. But they don't inspire me to write.
Yeah.
I just listen to them as a fan.
Yeah.
But then if we look more towards, like I was thinking, like Black Thought, Pheromonch,
yeah,
Fonte, who I fucking adore. I think I've got a man crush on him, to be honest with you. MF Doom, so your old Droog, like of recent I was talking to you about. When I hear them, I want to write immediately.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And that's strange, like they're all rappers, but some you want to write and inspire you, other ones you just listen to just as a fan.
Yeah, think about it. Like I've got my different playlists on Spotify, and I've got let's call it like real hip hop, and it's like 90s boom bap, like what I think is like quintessential hip hop. But I've also got a playlist called Music that inspires me to make music, and I've not got any of that on there. That's not the stuff that I listen to and think like, oh, I want to be able to do that, because that's not me.
Yeah.
But like, there's my music that makes me want to make music. I've got people like Koji Radical,
right,
who like, he's half a poet, half a rapper anyway,
right,
and just like hearing his voice and like, as in it, like hearing an English voice doing the stuff that I would love to be able to say, like he inspires me to make music. First time I started listening to Childish Gambino, and I knew him as Donald Glover first, the actor, and it was like his secondary thing that he was doing, and I thought he was really good, and I was like he plays this nerdy guy on TV and he's making this hip hop.
Yeah.
And I was like, that inspires me to make that, which I don't necessarily think when I'm listening, as much as I love Jay-Z or like Wu-Tang. I will listen to Wu-Tang all day, but they might inspire me now and again, like a bit of wordplay. But in terms of like what they're talking about, it's not the stuff that I'm going to talk about.
No.
So yeah, it's definitely different parts of hip hop that inspire different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when did you talked about your love for hip hop, but not when you started doing poetry?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm not a rapper. I'd love to be a rapper, but I don't think I got the voice for it. But again, it's subjective, isn't it? Like Pip raps, and people say I sound like him. We've got the same voice, the same accent, and it works perfectly. And what I really loved about when he started doing his rapping or MCing, whatever you want to call it, is that he's unapologetically him from Stanford.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, cool. Because I can't I don't want to put on an American accent. It's ridiculous. I don't want to put on that kind of weird Londony lad accent because that's not how I speak.
Yeah.
I want to be authentic, but then does this voice sound like a rapper's voice? And that's the kind of the little conflict I've got going on in my head. But I love presenting. I love speaking in front of people as much as an introvert, and I don't really like being the centre of attention unless it's thrust on me, and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I love words. So what's the point in writing and being clever with your words or structuring something if you're never gonna perform it?
Yeah.
And I've got in my work bag, I've got a book I've had for years where I've been writing lyrics and rhymes and ideas. I've got all my notes on my iPhone. What on earth are we going to do with them?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, like, when I've been on a few podcasts in the past, they've always said you should do your own. I'm like, yeah, okay, take it with a little pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Natasha, my fiance, has always encouraged me to do something and doesn't understand why I won't.
Yeah.
But it was when we went to Peggy's and saw, I think it was the night I met you.
Yeah.
And Aaron performed.
Yeah.
And that inspired, because he's really good, like next level good.
Yeah, he doesn't think...
as are you.
Yeah. Well, I'd say you're really cocky there. Yeah. Like
yeah. but that again, that inspired me, and some of the other ones who it sounds really like shitty, but weren't so good.
Yeah.
Inspire me as well, because I'm like, well, if they're brave enough to get up and do it, I can be brave enough to get up and do it. And with Tasha's encouragement, as in, you're going to do this, go and put your name down and do it next time. And I was like, cool. So without even having written a proper poem, I said to Lola, the host, I'll be back next week or next event to perform. Yeah. And literally committed there and then. And then between then and then, I wrote 3 poems that I then performed. Yeah. Which, like when you do anything, you're like, why the fuck didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah. So much of it is actually doing. For years and years, I wrote stuff. I do design and all sorts of stuff now. But for years, I wanted to do this stuff. I wasn't doing it, and was waiting for something to tell me to do it. But that never happens. Like what I've learned, the most important thing I've learned as a creative is the only difference between me, someone who's doing it, and someone who's not but wants to, is that I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. You've just got to start. Yeah. You've just got to get going on it. And because I wrote for years.
Are you a procrastinator like me?
Massively, yeah. I've got like 8 projects on the go at the moment that I'm working on, and I flip between them and like whatever's got my interest at the time, which I think is quite a creative trait.
No, I was literally about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, scattered minds, and it's everywhere, and you've just got to embrace that. I think that I've got a better writer, but to be a better writer as I've learned to just let the ideas come to me. I don't like to sit down and think, right, what am I going to do next? What do I want to create? Just opening your mind to the possibilities. Yeah. Because I feel like half the time I'm not writing it, it just sort of happens in my brain, and I just put it on my phone. Yeah. Like it comes to me fully formed. Something's happening in there already, and I've just got to be open to let it come out. So I think, just if you can take anything away from listening to 2 people who wanted to do stuff for ages and didn't do it, and then finally did it and regretted not doing it sooner, it's do it. It's just like, just start.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most common bits of advice I've heard and experienced whenever I've read books or watched YouTube or speeches, whatever, is you just need to start. Yeah. The only, like you said, the only difference between you and a successful person is that they started and you haven't.
And everybody that wants to do something, you look at people and you're like, I could do that, or I could do better than that. And this person telling everyone they're a poet, like that, I can do better than that. It's like, well, the only way to make yourself a poet is to do it. Yeah. So, and I realised that, like, everyone deals with self-doubt. Self-doubt is a very difficult thing to get past.
Well, I know, like, MCs that I've worked with, like when I've been producing like really, really good hip-hop, and they've got imposter syndrome. Yeah. And I'm like, you're fucking brilliant. Like, I'm really honoured to have you on my track. And they're like, I don't know if I want to put it out.
I think
but that's such a common trait, isn't it, with creatives? Yeah.
Like, you don't... And everybody, I think. Like, even... I used to work in a professional development department, and we ran run a course on the imposter syndrome, and there's like studies on it, and something like 95% of people think that they're somewhere that they don't deserve to be, and they're just faking it a bit.
Yeah.
Everybody feels it.
Well, there's two. It's a paradox. There's people who are afraid to fail, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
And people who are afraid to succeed.
Yes.
Like, why are people afraid of being really good at stuff? And I thought about this, and I wonder if it's like, you know, in school, if you put your hand up to answer a question, you get like fucking pelters.
Yeah.
Because you're the teacher's pet, you're the boff, you're the know-it-all. So do we like subconsciously learn that to put your head above the parapet? Either
100%.
way, it's the wrong thing to do.
I mean, particularly in working class people as well, because like as a culture, we put down creativity. It's like, oh, you got too much time in your hands. Like, go and do some work.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm busy doing manual work, put the paintbrush down.
Which is, it's done on purpose. We're all supposed to be workers, and we're not supposed to have these ideas above our station. Yeah. And we've bought into it for far too long. It's just ingrained in our culture now. So we put people down for having dreams. And it's like you need to sort of learn to ignore what other people are going to say and just do what you want to do. Yeah. If you're ever going to do anything.
But also remembering it's never going to be perfect in your eyes.
Yeah. You're
never going to finish something, but then literally everybody who's written a song, painted a painting, built something, they genuinely think it isn't finished and it isn't decent.
Yeah.
But then their audience think it's the fucking best thing they've ever seen or heard.
A great description I heard of that is when you look at a tapestry and you see the front.
I was looking at one earlier.
Yeah, you've got loads in.
Yeah, I like a tapestry.
Yeah, you can't move for tapestries in it.
No, you can't.
When you look
I've got them on tap.
Yeah, when you look at a tapestry,
it's like an estuary.
You see the completed piece of artwork. You see this beautiful picture that someone's created. You turn that tapestry around, and it's all loose thread and knots, and like it looks horrendous.
Yeah.
So like,
I appreciate your feedback on my tapestry.
You need to work on the back. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. But yeah, when people look at your art and they don't see the work that goes into it, they see it as it is. So people will always think more of your art than you do. Really, you ask any poet and they don't think they're as good as people think they are. Yeah. Aaron's a great example. He'll talk himself down massively about himself as a poet, but he's a great poet.
Often during his performance.
Yeah, he'll put himself down mid-poem.
Yeah.
He doesn't realise how good he is because he's got quite a different style to most people, and I think that makes him feel like he stands out a bit too much. But yeah, I think he's great.
In a bizarre way, I also really enjoy that during his poem.
Yeah.
I like it when people make mistakes or they interrupt themselves or they fall over it, because you're a human expressing something. Like, other than maybe a robot or a piece of technology, you ain't perfect, and that's the beauty of life, right?
Aaron's great at that. Sometimes you don't know when he's improvising. My friend Tommy Carver Chaplin as well. He's another one who's a great poet. But TCC. I call him T-Dub.
T-double-C.
But yeah, he doesn't appreciate how great he is. But he is also excellent at midway through a poem just throwing a line in that is thought up then and there that references something that's just happened.
All right.
And he doesn't appreciate how much of a skill that is.
That is a skill.
Because for me, I mean, if I'm in the middle of a poem, I'm in the middle of a poem. I'm not. Yeah. I can't come out of it. I need to get to the end of it, or I'm going to have to start again. And people like Aaron and Tommy can just like pull a line out of nowhere. And they don't appreciate the skill in that, but we do, because to us we know how difficult that is. So it's definitely, nobody ever feels ready or thinks that something they've done is perfect unless you're Kanye West.
I can remember, I remember seeing like friends who are in bands and like they'll finish their set, they'll come down and that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And all like they'll say is, well, he missed that note, my guitar was out of tune on this, I missed that. And you're like, no one knows. Like, no one knows.
Yeah.
It's great. And I think being able to have that objective, like pulling back, almost an out-of-body experience and trying to be your audience for a bit, is your audience don't, like, my music, my audience don't care, both of them, like, what EQ I've used, what compressor I've used, it doesn't matter. It's like what the end product is what they hear.
Yeah.
I'm just got to try and...
Oh yeah, we were actually talking about me and Tash, like, we don't like that compressor, as you said.
It's a free plug-in. I'm using it.
I don't even know.
I'm not buying a compressor. Man alive. Yeah. So what? I guess we're coming up to what? 25 mins. So we want to keep these short.
Yeah.
Because we appreciate that you could be anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here with us.
Yeah.
So thank you, listeners, or today, or yesterday, or whenever it might be. This is a timeless podcast, not bound by the conforms of times, dates,
not at all,
continuums.
No,
none of that.
We exist perpetually.
We do.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, you killed that. It was such a good sentence. We exist perpetually. It just stopped me in my tracks. I thought that's going to be an opening line to a spoken word piece now.
Yeah.
And you heard it born on this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate that people listen to a lot of podcasts. Most podcasts are an hour, if not longer. Like, how many hours do people have in their fucking days? Like, honestly.
Yeah.
So we just want to just jump in, have a little 20-25 minute chat, talk about whatevs. I'm too old to say whatevs. I'm not going to say that again.
Oh, I thought you pulled it off.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll cut that bit out then.
Yeah, no, so we just want to be a little part of your day. We're just going to talk about things that we enjoy and things that we're passionate about. Like we did today. We went off on some tangents.
We did.
Just want you to join us for a chat. And hopefully you love words as much as we do. And you enjoy what we're talking about.
I guess the important thing we should mention is, again, the Words in Chalk event.
Yeah.
It's happening at Metal in Southend in Chalkwell Park on the 8th of October.
And we have an incredible lineup. This lineup we've got is top notch. Truly is top notch. And
it's going to name drop.
Yeah, let's do it. We've got MEP, she's a local poet and singer. She's from Basildon. We're based in Essex, but she's national headliner level. We've got Sadie Davidson, the same. She's incredible. We've got Bexy Betts coming down from London to give us some poems, and we've got Hazel Mehmet hosting, who is an incredible poet in her own right and is a wonderful host. She's going to bring the vibes. We've got Daryl Tattoo bringing some music.
Yeah. Superstar, that boy.
Superstar. It's going to be a great night. Honestly, if I wasn't part of the organising team, I would still be talking this highly about it because it's such a great lineup, and I can guarantee that it's going to be a great night. So follow us on Instagram, words.in.chalk. I'm Jake Nathan Creates.
I'm 76 Spoken, SVNTY6. Essentially, when I made that name up, I'd fallen out with vowels.
Yeah.
I didn't like vowels
You're not
for some reason.
Vowels. I've realised that.
Yeah. So I just went for 76 Spoken.
70 without the vowels.
Yeah.
6 Spoken.
Yeah.
Without the vowels.
Yeah. No, Spoken's got the vowels in.
Spoken's got the vowels.
Yeah. Because I ingratiated myself again with vowels by the time I got around to creating that page.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram. You're on Twitter as well, aren't you?
76 Beats.
76 Beats on Twitter.
Yeah.
You'll find all the details for this event and about upcoming podcasts as well. And we hope to have you with us again.
Absolutely. Thanks team. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in episode 2.
Words.